Since Twilight came out over a decade ago, its stars have gone on to enjoy success in both mainstream and indie film roles, while others have transitioned into TV or moved away from Hollywood entirely. Here's what the cast has been up to in the years since Twilight concluded. She'd made movies before signing on for the saga, but Kristen Stewart became an international superstar overnight by starring as Bella in the Twilight franchise. She quickly landed other leading roles, including starring in the Joan Jett biopic The Runaways. Once she wrapped her time in the Twilight series, she became a spokesperson for fashion houses, such as Chanel and Balenciaga. She also had a small role in 2012's Into the Wild. Eventually, Stewart transitioned from starring in blockbusters to working on smaller indie films. In 2014, she starred in Camp X-Ray, receiving critical acclaim for her portrayal of a guard stationed at Guantanamo Bay. She also co-starred with Chloe Sevigny in 2018's Lizzie, portraying Lizzie Borden's lover and accomplice to the infamous killings of Borden's father and stepmother. Stewart has also tried her hand behind the camera, writing and directing a short film, Come Swim, in 2017. After working consistently as an indie darling for several years, Stewart re-emerged as a blockbuster force once again with starring roles in 2019's Charlie's Angels and 2020's Underwater. More recently, she starred in Hulu's Happiest season, playing Abby, a woman who is invited to her girlfriend's home for the holidays. As one of the first major holiday films to center around a same-sex couple, Happiest Season became a cultural touchpoint for discussions about LGBTQ stories in film, all while stoking passionate debate among viewers over who Stewart's character should have ended up with. Like his co-star Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson also found success soon after starring in the Twilight franchise, landing major roles in Remember Me and Water for Elephants. Both films received mixed reviews, but critics praised Pattinson's clear attempt to move away from teen idol roles, something that would become a recurring theme as he continued to build his post-Twilight career. He also became the face of fashion house Dior Homme fragrance and menswear lines. Throughout the 2010s, Pattinson appeared in different roles in various genres outside of the Twilight films, including the Safdie brothers' thriller Good Time. He went on to land several prominent roles in 2019, including historical dramas The King and Waiting for the Barbarians. 2020 also proved to be a productive time for Pattinson, who starred in Christopher Nolan's highly anticipated thriller Tenet, the first major Hollywood release that opened in theaters after initial shutdowns due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In what might be his most anticipated role to date, Pattinson landed the lead in The Batman, donning the cowl, set aside when Ben Affleck vacated the role following Justice League. Anna Kendrick had a small supporting role in Twilight as Jessica Stanley, a high school student who happily brings Bella into the fold when she moves to Forks, Washington. The year after she appeared in Twilight, she had her own moment in the spotlight when she starred in 2009's Up in the Air alongside George Clooney, a role for which she was nominated for an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and Screen Actors Guild Award. She went on to play a supporting role in Edgar Wright's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World as Scott Pilgrim's sister, Stacy.
Who is this mystery child you date?
Her name's Knives Chow. She's Chinese.
A 17-year-old Chinese schoolgirl?
In 2012, Kendrick became an even more recognizable household name when she starred in Pitch Perfect. She later reprised her role as Becca Mitchell, an ambitious college student who strives to be a music producer, in both Pitch Perfect sequels. She appeared in several musical roles in films like The Last 5 Years and Into the Woods, drawing from her experience on Broadway prior to her Twilight days. In 2016, she had her first major voice acting role when she portrayed Princess Poppy in Trolls. She has most recently appeared in the black comedy A Simple Favor and the holiday film Noel. In the Twilight saga, Kellan Lutz played Emmett Cullen, Edward's buff and lovable adopted brother. After this, he worked on a few horror films such as After Dusk They Come and the 2010 remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. He also starred in a sports romance film, A Warrior's Heart, alongside his Twilight co-star Ashley Greene. Shortly after his Twilight role wrapped, Lutz portrayed several iconic characters in various films, such as 2013's Tarzan and 2014's The Legend of Hercules. He also had a small part in the ensemble cast of The Expendables 3 alongside Sylvester Stallone, Mel Gibson, and Harrison Ford. In recent years, Lutz has found success working in network TV. He appeared in the CBS series FBI as FBI Special Agent Kenny Crosby, and later starred in the show's spin-off series FBI Most Wanted. Outside of acting, Lutz has done lots of charity work. He was named one of GQ's Gentleman of the Year in 2013 for his work with charity Saving Innocence, which protects victims of child sex trafficking. Billy Burke had a small supporting role in Twilight as Bella Swan's protective father and Forks' police chief. Shortly after his appearance in the first Twilight film, he worked on several thrillers, such as 2008's Untraceable and 2011's Drive Angry. He also worked with Twilight director Catherine Hardwicke in 2011's Red Riding Hood, playing the father of the film's titular character. On television, Burke played Philip Stroh, a recurring antagonist on TNT's The Closer. He reprised this role in spin-off series Major Crimes until his character's death in the series finale. In 2012, Burke also starred in Revolution, a sci-fi series that ran for 2 seasons on NBC. The show received generally positive reviews and had a passionate fan base. In 2020, Burke appeared in 911 Lone Star as well as the Quibi series Most Dangerous Game. He's also set to appear in the Netflix dramedy series Made. Like his co-stars Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, Taylor Lautner was thrust into the spotlight immediately following his appearance in the first Twilight film. Lautner played Bella's longtime friend and love interest, Jacob Black, who also happens to be a werewolf. In 2010, he was a member of the ensemble cast of rom-com Valentine's Day. In the film, Lautner's character Willie is the love interest of Taylor Swift's character Felicia. In 2011, Lautner took the lead role in Abduction, but the film was panned, with many critics specifically criticizing Lautner's performance. Lautner's other foray into being an action lead, Tracers, similarly received negative reviews. Despite Lautner's challenges in Hollywood, he's found success in recent years on TV. He had a main role on BBC's comedy series Kaku for 3 seasons. Lautner also had a main role in Ryan Murphy's black comedy series Scream Queens. In the years immediately following Jackson Rathbone's appearance in the first Twilight film as Jasper Hale, he appeared in horror films such as Dread and Hurt. In 2010, he also starred in M. Night Shyamalan's live-action version, The Last Airbender, which was based on the beloved Nickelodeon animated series. The film faced widespread backlash for casting white actors to portray characters who many viewers believed were of East Asian or Inuit descent. In 2019, he starred in The Wall of Mexico as Don, a handyman for a Mexican-American family. The film was met with a mostly positive response from critics who also praised Rathbone's performance. Apart from acting, Rathbone also started a funk rock band called 100 Monkeys. During the years the band was active, the multi-talented Rathbone played guitar, bass, and drums. In 2012, he left the band when his then-girlfriend, Sheila Hafsadi, gave birth to their first child. He and Hafsadi later got married in 2013 and have since had 2 more children. Ashley Greene was a fan favorite in the Twilight saga for her bubbly and charismatic portrayal of Alice Cullen. Shortly after, she starred in Skateland, portraying a teen who works at a Texas roller rink. In 2011, she appeared alongside fellow Twilight co-star Kellan Lutz in A Warrior's Heart and was part of an all-star ensemble cast in Butter. In 2012, she starred in the rom-com LOL as Miley Cyrus's high school nemesis, while also appearing in various horror and thriller films throughout the early 2010s, including The Apparition, Christie, Burying the Ex, Urge, and Accident Man. On television, she had a main role on the police procedural Rogue. More recently, Greene starred in Hallmark Channel's A Little Christmas Charm. Aside from her on-screen work, she's also done voice acting work for the Batman Arkham Knight video game. Peter Facinelli played Carlisle Cullen, the patriarch in the Cullen family in the Twilight film franchise. Facinelli's most prominent and recognizable role outside of Twilight was on the medical series Nurse Jackie, where he played Dr. Fitch Cooper, a charismatic but naive emergency room doctor who flirts with the show's protagonist, Jackie. He also had a recurring role on Glee as a Broadway director running a revival of Funny Girl. In 2015, he starred in NBC's American Odyssey, a military thriller series. Most recently, he starred in Escaping the NXIVM Cult, a 2019 Lifetime movie that was inspired by the real-life story of the NXIVM sex cult, led by Keith Raniere and Smallville actress Allison Mack. Facinelli has worked both on set and behind the scenes. For example, in 2011, he wrote, produced, and starred in a romantic dramedy, Lucy's, in which he played a free-spirited New York pickpocket. Before appearing in the Twilight films, Nikki Reed made her first appearance on the big screen in Catherine Hardwicke's film 13, for which she co-wrote the script with Hardwicke when she was just a teenager. Shortly after her appearance in Twilight, she appeared in crime thriller Catch 44, as well as numerous straight-to-DVD films. In Reed's personal life, she's remained very close friends with several of her Twilight co-stars. She was even named the godmother of Jackson Rathbone's first child, Monroe Jackson Rathbone VI. She's also started her own family with the Vampire Diaries' Ian Somerhalder, giving birth to their first child in 2017. Outside of Hollywood, Reed started a sustainable jewelry brand called By You With Love. The company creates its jewelry by recycling gold, including gold recovered from old electronics.
Once you start thinking in this way, you start questioning all the decisions you make.
Reed designs the brand's collections of wedding rings and more casual, everyday jewelry herself. Elizabeth Reaser played Esme, the Cullen matriarch in the Twilight series. Before this, she was perhaps best known for her recurring role on Grey's Anatomy as Ava, a patient who suffers from severe memory loss and falls in love with Dr. Alex Karev. Since her time on Twilight, Reaser has had recurring and guest starring roles on several TV shows. She also starred in her own CBS series, The X-List, as Bella Bloom, a woman who must revisit her past relationships to find her soulmate. The show was canceled after 4 episodes due to poor ratings. Aside from her work on the Twilight films, Reaser's films have included young adult and liberal arts. Most recently, she starred in Netflix's highly acclaimed The Haunting of Hill House, a horror series centered on a haunted mansion and the family that lives in it. Reaser played Shirley, the eldest daughter, who owns a mortuary. Gil Birmingham had one of the smaller roles on Twilight as Billy Black, Jacob Black's father and Charlie Swan's best friend. Billy was a minor part in the first Twilight film, but became a more significant character once Jacob underwent his first werewolf transformation in New Moon. After Birmingham concluded his role in the Twilight saga, he appeared in several films, including 2013's The Lone Ranger and 2016's Hell or High Water. In 2017, he starred alongside Jeremy Renner in Wind River, which received positive reviews and reignited conversations surrounding Indigenous representation in film. On the small screen, Birmingham has had several guest and recurring appearances across various shows and networks. He was a recurring actor on Netflix's hit series House of Cards as Daniel Lanigan, a U.S. congressman and casino owner. He also appeared on Netflix's comedy series Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt as the father of Jane Krakowski's character. Since 2018, he starred in Paramount drama Yellowstone, which follows the conflicts between a ranch family, land developers, and Native Americans who live on a nearby reservation. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.